One of the biggest mistakes that so many men make with dating, and I guarantee you that you have made it before and you've probably lost a girl doing it before, and I know that because I've made this mistake so many times, is changing your mind just to please a girl. Because the truth is, doing this, it makes you look so weak. It makes you look like, you have no masculinity whatsoever. And by the way, this video is inspired by this book right here, The Way of the Superior Man. Great book. Definitely recommend you go check it out sometime. But this is a lesson that I had to learn the hard way. So I'm hoping that, you can learn from my mistakes. And if you've never made this mistake before, you don't have to make it. Or if you have made this mistake before, this can be a video to kind of recap it and to learn from it a bit. So back when I was I think a junior in high school, maybe my sophomore year. No, it was my junior year because I could drive. So yeah, it was my junior year of high school. I took this one girl out on a date, right? Obviously, I'm not going to name her. I'm not going to name drop her. But I took this one girl out on a date. I went to her basketball game, watched it for a bit. Then we walked around the school for a bit after, watched the boys' basketball game, which was right after her game. And then we were trying to figure out something to go do. So I decided, hey, let's go and get some ice cream. So we drive to the ice cream shop. We're hanging out. We're chilling, having a good conversation. And things are actually going really well. I'm thinking, this could be a cool girl. I had, talked to her on the phone a bit beforehand. So I felt like I knew her pretty well. And I was thinking, yeah, this, maybe this girl could be my girlfriend. I don't know. It was going pretty well. But then out of nowhere, she asks for my opinion on something regarding politics. Now, this was back during right before the 2020 election, or a year before. So it was a hot topic at the time. And I'm not going to say exactly what she asked or what my opinion was, but moral of the story, or to sum things up, we just disagreed on something, right? Pretty heavily. And then she basically said, oh, I can't date someone who has that opinion. I can't date someone who thinks that, which, by the way, huge red flag. If a girl brings up politics, especially on the first date, huge red flag. But anyways, she says that she disagrees with me. She doesn't want to see me. That's, a wrong way to think. And guess what I did? Did I stand my ground? Did I say okay, fine, whatever, I'll just, move on? No. I was a little wimp. I just said, instead of standing up for myself, I just said, oh yeah, you know what? You're actually right. Yeah, you're right. That is a really bad way to think, and you're totally right about that. Now, do you think that she heard me agree with her and change my mind and then like me more because of it? No, of course not. I still ended up getting ghosted the next day, right? And so the first thing we got to understand is, why do a lot of guys do this? Why did I do this? Because if you don't understand why you do it, then you're not going to be able to learn. Well, I was thinking, if I change my mind and I agree with her, that's going to make me more likable. That's going to make her want to stay with me, right? And that's kind of a rational way to think, right? Yeah, if you agree on things, then she's going to like you more, which is true. The more you agree on stuff, the more a girl generally will like you. But here's the catch. When you change your mind and you can't stand your ground, that shows a huge lack of confidence. It shows a huge lack of masculinity, which are both traits that women are really looking for in a man. She's looking for a man who says what he means, who means what he says, who is a man of his word. And if you're just changing your mind to please her, does that show that you're that type of guy, that you're that masculine guy who she's going to want to be with? No, of course not. How is she going to respect you? How is she going to expect you to stand up for her if you can't even stand up for your own opinions? If you can't even stand up for yourself? Because that just shows so much weakness. Now, when I say this, am I saying that a girl can never change your mind? No, I'm not saying that, right? If you have a conversation with maybe your girlfriend or, anybody on something, and they say something that genuinely changes your mind, and it's not just, you coping, and it's not just you changing your mind to please her, but someone actually genuinely changes your mind, yeah, that's a good personality trait, to be open to things and be willing to change your mind. That's a positive thing, to show that, you're not so stuck up in your own beliefs that you can't hear somebody out. But it should always come from a place of authenticity. If someone genuinely changes your mind, great, right? You learned a new belief that's going to benefit you and help you improve your life. But if you're changing your mind just to please a girl, not only are you not living a life that's true to you, you're also just going to turn her off. So really, changing your mind just to please a girl is in all ways just a bad thing to do. So what should you do instead? Well, if you're on a date with a girl and you disagree on something, just be respectful about it, right? And just say, this is what I think. And, it is what it is. And then one of two things is going to happen. Either she's going to decide, okay, like we don't agree, we're not compatible, we shouldn't see each other, which a lot of the case that might be what happens. And then sometimes, right, maybe she will stick around and she'll respect you more because you actually stood up for what you believe in. Now, a lot of guys are scared to disagree with women because they're scared to lose them. But here's the deal, okay? And here's how I kind of changed my mindset to think about this. If you lose a girl just because you disagree on something, it's not that big of a deal. You don't agree anyways. You're not compatible anyways, so why would you worry about losing her? Because I think so many guys come from this scarcity mindset where they think that, if I lose this girl, it's all over and, I'll never recover. But bro, if you lose one girl, I think there's like 3.5 billion, something like that, other women in the world. So you'll find another girl. Like, trust me on that, you will. So you need to just live authentically to yourself. And I know I'm talking about this in terms of dating, but this is something that really applies to any aspect of life, right? Don't live your life just to please other people. When I started posting content, a lot of people thought it was cringe. A lot of people didn't like it. But, I ended up doing decently successful so far, and I've impacted a lot of people, met a lot of new friends through it, and made a positive impact on the world. But if I would have just listened to all the negative thoughts and I would have just, let other people's opinions change my mind, I would have never lived that life that's, makes me feel fulfilled, that makes me feel proud of myself. Quick coffee break. But yeah, so next time you're in that situation where you disagree with a girl on something, right? Don't feel like you got to change your mind just to please her. Because at the end of the day, if she can't love you for who you genuinely are, she's just not the right girl for you. And it's just that simple. And you don't need to feel the need to please somebody just to get them to like you back. So be authentically yourself, speak your mind, and if you do that, you will find the right girl for you. You'll find the girl that you're supposed to be with. But if you fake who you are, you're not being real, you're just being, what's the word? Easily manipulated by other people, you're not going to have success with dating. So just be authentic and you will have success. Now, if you found this video helped you, go check out my main channel. That's where I have a lot more videos, and I'll be posting on there more often. But this is more of my unfiltered raw channel that I just started. So just started this channel, but got a lot more videos on the other one. So you can go check that out. I'll link in the description. And also, just keep improving, keep focusing on yourself, and you'll have a lot more success with dating. And yeah, see you for the next video, bro.